Federal government may have concluded plans to revisit the Naira redenomination policy that failed to fly in 2007 during the Umar Musa Yar'Adua administration. Saturday Telegraph gathered that the aim of redenominating Naira is part of the rescue measures to save the national currency from persistent slide. In the last 1 month, the Naira had been facing its worst fall against the dollar and other international currencies like United Kingdom's pound sterling and the euro. Yeah, this problem is created by Tinubu because maybe for us they do things small. Is that they tell you that Tinubu has nothing to offer? Because if he has something to offer, Nigeria should have been enjoying now. But what they are going to be telling you is that oh, you are too in a hurry. Oh, things that have spoiled for many years, you just want magic. Yes, no, they cannot blame PDP again now, but fear cannot allow them to point fingers at Buhari. Of course, it's the same party. They are the ones that ruined. PDP government was bad, but Tinubu, Buhari came on board and scattered it. This one came too that caused himself Tinubu. In fact, they destroyed everything again. So they don't even know way out. The reason why all this are happening is because of the willpower. They are so corrupt that they cannot even do the right thing because they want to make gain. They have not come to serve. They want to make gain. All these problems that we are facing are self-imposed problems. They are man-made problems, not because of anything. And they want to justify, oh, the global things happening. After all, we have oil. The little resources we are still getting, if they are well managed, it would have been better. But it's a lie because they want to get their own profit first. And that is why it seems as if there is no enough money in this country. They will loot and loot and loot. So, was this part of his plan in the manifesto? Of course, he didn't even come and even do debate so that people would have asked him questions. See now, to hit the ground running. Now everything don't pafuka. Meanwhile, information available to Saturday Telegraph shows that the economic team of the Bola Tinubu administration is reconsidering the idea as a way out of the present economic logjam after different options embarked upon failed. Sources close to the corridors of power informed that in order to arrest the free fall of the Naira against the dollar, the team is thinking of placing the redenomination option on the table among other alternatives. They're not going to look at the advantages and disadvantages, so they will just enter before you know wahala like a portable go start to happen. Meanwhile, one of the sources claimed that though the president has not been given the option as an alternative, some members of the team are excited ahead of the meeting with the president, believing that they have valid points to convince Tinubu. They are definitely going ahead. They are going to table it before the president. They have concluded their plans. They only need to have a perfect delivery strategy to convince him, he said. When probed on the veracity of the claim, he was emphatic that no fewer than 3 members of the economic team are in support of the idea. I have been discussing with them and I know that they will do it. They are bent on seeing it through. I just hope the president gives them audience. The Central Bank of Nigeria had earlier tried the option but could not see it through because the Ministry of Finance and the business community kicked against it. According to kicked against its 2007 policy. According to information monitored on the CBN website, the strategic agenda for the Naira announced by the Central Bank of Nigeria on August 14, 2007 generated a healthy national debate. The CBN had announced a 4-point agenda designed to make the Naira the reference currency in Africa as part of the Financial System Strategy 2020, which included currency redenomination, adoption of inflation, targeting framework for the conduct of monetary policy, sharing parts of the Federation account funds in US dollars to deepen the forex markets and for liquidity management and current account liberalization, convertibility and accession of Article aides of the IMF. The CBN had said that listed the advantages to include strengthening public confidence in the Naira, make for easier conversion to other major currencies, reverse tendencies for currency substitution, eliminates higher denomination notes with lower purchasing power, reduce the cost of production, distribution and processing of currency, promotes the usage of coins and thus a more efficient pricing and payment system, promotes the availability of cleaner notes, deepen the forex markets, ensure more effective liquidity management and monetary policy, convertibility of the Naira and hence greater confidence in the national economy and lead to gather inflow of foreign investment and position the Naira to become the reference currency in Africa. Experts once against revisiting policy. However, some economists and finance experts have cautioned the CBN against revisiting the policy while asking the federal government to jettison the idea. Who is this person? Experts. But where were these experts when it was floating Naira and removing subsidy? Of course, a lot of people complain, but a lot of people are just saying, we support it, this and this and that. Now, it's a lie. These guys don't think anything through. Advising against the plan, Professor Uche Nwanleke said it will be an 8-time decision considering that CBN initiated the currency redesign last year, which is still subsisting. He added that currency redenomination exercise is no longer a popular option in many economies. Nwanleke said another currency reform by way of redenominating the Naira will be 8 times, considering that the CBN is still implementing the currency redesign started last year. The only benefit of currency redenomination as the experience of Ghana has shown it is the positive psychological effect that comes with currency illusion. Beyond that, it is akin to painting the exterior of a building while the interior is filthy and uninhabitable. It doesn't in itself address the problem of rising inflation or the depreciation of the domestic currency. Rather than embark on such a monumental project at this time, with implications for accounting and record keeping, especially on the part of businesses, the professor of capital markets advised that efforts should be geared towards addressing the root causes of declining purchasing power of the Naira. Another expert in finance sector, Gabriel Idakolu, said Naira redenomination is certainly not an effective way to revamp national currency slide. He recalled Ghana experience that led to the country's currency being the worst performing currency in Africa in the time. Idakolu said Naira redenomination is certainly not an effective tool to save the Naira presently due to our weak economy, high inflation and very high unemployment and multidimensional poverty. Ghana dominated their currency cedi some years ago, and it was credited that Ghana's currency is the worst performing currency in 2022 in Sahara African. This was as a result of the present problems I mentioned plaguing Nigeria. The major policies that can stem the free fall of the Naira is injection of fresh foreign exchange into the economy. Aggressive increase in government revenue, serious and effective policy implementation aimed at improving our ease of doing business, and determined intervention by governments is key areas of our economy like manufacturing, power, SMEs and services sector. The policy initiatives by the Bola Tinubu government is tackling the economic and strengthening Naira if properly implemented. Okay. I don't know what to not think about this though, because this guy's a but when he talk about inflation on unemployment, he does not affect politicians, so they don't even know what is happening. It doesn't affect them. So guys, what do you think? Let's know your own opinion on this Naira redenominating or be redenomination